Well, hello, welcome. I'm Kevin Berrey. I just have a quick moment here to address the U.S. Census. It came up in the news this past Monday because the Census Board said in a late night release, we are cutting back the knock on the door census counting time that we originally were set aside by 1 month. Yeah, we're cutting it back. We don't have time to count all the people in America. What the hell? Just because of the pandemic? You're supposed to take extra time. You're supposed to count all the people. That's what the government is supposed to do according to the U.S. Constitution. It's been that way from the beginning. We fought a goddamn revolutionary war to establish no taxation without representation. That is the most American dang thing you can possibly do. If you're a resident of this country, fill out a census form. Yeah, the census is not for citizens alone. What happened last month? Well, Donald Trump signed a memorandum, like the doofus that he is, stating that illegal immigrants should not be counted on the census. According to law, they're breaking the law by counting the illegal citizens as they have done for the past hundreds of years on all the censuses. It's totally wrong. No. Dude, you're out of line and you're perverting the Constitution by saying that. And I know what the common objections, we've heard them. Why would they have a census if it's not to count U.S. citizens? That's Bud from a comment section on a blog about the U.S. Census, or maybe this one from Larry. Why would we have a U.S. Census and count citizens from a foreign country and give them a voice in our country? Dude, no taxation without representation. Foreign inhabitants in the United States of America have always had representation in the sense that they add up as part of the head count for how many representatives in government represent that state, and for how much money comes in from the federal government based on how much people are paying taxes. And if these immigrants, whether they have documents or not, are working and they're paying taxes, which they are, then they deserve representation. That's why we fought the dang British, okay? Because they wouldn't give that to Americans. Many early United States of America citizens had been basically non-citizens of the British colony, had no rights, had no representation. And they created the laws in such a way that if you are an immigrant, if you are here, you still get counted. You get counted as part of the representation. And trying to change that now is perverting this into a non-American country. So if you want to do that, go found your own country, but don't secede because that doesn't work, okay? Now, just to tie this up in a neat little bow, am I going to read Article 1, Section 2 of the Constitution just to stuff it in your face? Well, if you want me to. It also appears in the 14th Amendment. It states that representatives and direct taxes shall be apportioned among the several states which may be included within this union. We know that's 50 states now. According to their it's according to the respective numbers. How many dang people are in the dang states? And those people include free citizens, or free persons as I call them, people who are bound to service by a term of years, which is indentured servants, which are old school American migrant labor. Also included 3/5 of all other persons. Well, who is all other persons if you got free persons and indentured servants? It's enslaved people, right? Most of you know that. And who fought for that one? It was the slaveholders. They said, ho. Well, hold on a second, buddy. I'm in where am I? I'm in South Carolina. We got more slaves than we got free people in here. So we want our slaves to be, they're not a full person, but if you get three of them together, or wait a second, if it's 3/5 of a person and one slave, when you get two slaves together, then you got 6/5, so you got 1 point something people. But if you get, let's see, 5 slaves together, you got 3 people. That's what they said. And they put that in the freaking Constitution. That's how important counting immigrant labor, undocumented citizens, undocumented Americans, it's always been a part of this country. And we corrected the wrongs. There's also a section where they talk about excluding Indians not taxed, which basically they were saying, hey, we're not making these Native Americans pay taxes because we've been decimating them through genocide and smallpox blankets, and we're going to give them a pass here. And since they're not paying taxes, then they don't get representation because they're going to be on their reservation living on. Eventually they said, we're wrong. They actually get representation. It's 1900. Who the hell do we think we are? We are freaking monsters. Sorry about that. They eliminated that. They eliminated the 3/5 because, sorry, we're monsters, but we still count all those people. And they eliminated the indentured servants. I mean, unless you're in prison right now. And if you're watching this video in prison, good luck, bro. It's dangerous. I know the pandemic is spreading quickly there. So, yes, we count everybody in this country. It's part of the Constitution. What's the price of not doing that, of undercounting? Well, take, for example, the state of Illinois. If they are undercounted by 1% of their population, they risk losing $195 million in funding. If they are undercounted by 1%, they risk losing 2 representatives in the House of Representatives. So, and that's just based on redistricting. This gets down to the heart of what Donald Trump is trying to do, what his administration and the Republicans who are supporting him are trying to do by undercounting people in the United States. They're trying to undercount people in quote unquote blue states, low income, people of color, indigenous peoples, immigrant neighborhoods. These are all behind in the count compared to when they were doing the count in 2010. So yeah, the pandemic has kind of screwed things up. It's especially screwed these people's lives up because they're twice as likely or more to get COVID and to die from COVID, and they're getting undercounted because they're being terrorized by Donald Trump, who's saying, you know, we should have a citizenship question. We should be able to deport these people. They shouldn't count. They shouldn't have representation. People are afraid to fill out the damn census form, and it's going to hurt them and the states they live in. Yeah, it's racist. It's a racist move to try to disenfranchise and screw over poor people of color, immigrants, people that Donald Trump hates and has hated on and has tried to undercut and has expressed racist beliefs towards basically the core value of racist, which is to say that you don't count as a person. Yeah, that's it. Take the golden rule. It doesn't matter about me doing unto you as I would have done unto me, because you don't count as a person. That's what he's saying. This Census Bureau data has to be accurate because it's used to apportion the 435 representatives that go into the House and to allot them to the different states. It's used to redraw congressional districts as we've already determined, and the local boundaries to make sure that there's a one person, one vote system. It's used to determine the need by various organizations and states for new roads, for hospitals, schools, public works of various sorts, investments. Businesses use them. To be specific about it, it was used to distribute $675 billion federal dollars in the fiscal year of 2015 using the 2010 census. That's how much money was apportioned based on these numbers. And it's money that goes to local communities to serve their needs for health, their needs for education, their needs for infrastructure projects. Exactly the things that are needed to fight this damn pandemic, and especially in the communities that are being hit hardest by it. And so Donald Trump is trying to hold that money back, take it away from them, screw them over even more. We can't let that happen. Fill out a census form today. Do it while you can. If it's past the census date, fill it out anyway. Try it. Okay, go to this website, fill it out. If you are a U.S. resident, you don't have to be a damn citizen. If you just live in this country and you work in this country, fill it out. If you go to school in this country, fill it out. Call this number if you have a phone. I know some of you Generation Z have never made a phone call. You're on TikTok. TikTok got canceled. Get on your phone, dial a number. Did you know that participation in the census is actually mandatory according to Article 13 of the U.S. Code? You can be indicted, you can be prosecuted and fined. It hasn't happened since 1970, but in the world we're living in now, I wouldn't put it past them. Anyway, it's just an uncle's perspective. That's the news for now. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Fill out your census forms. Peace.